a lot of actors think that you take one course of acting, done. You're an actor, you just have to start auditioning, part में जाए. No. You need to keep training, you need to keep practicing, you need to get better. I will like you when I realize that, oh, you have changed and evolved as an actor. You've improved compared to what I've auditioned you for last time. That way, I'll give you more and more better scenes, more and more better characters to play. So it's very important to train yourself every time and keep doing that. One thing that I always tell everyone, networking. Networking is the key to everything here. If you're just going to sit at home and expect for the work to walk into you, not going to happen. You need to be at a certain position for that to happen.
Yeah.
You need to go out of your way, talk to people, your actors, your fellow actors, your colleagues, DAs, ADs, casting directors, assistants, interns, everyone. Sit down, let them know that you're looking for work. It would be like you're making a vegetarian actor endorse McDonald's while consuming McChicken as their campaign product. I mean, that's quite stupid. For the newer generations, they check the following. The followers, the kind of engagement they have, how they portray, carry themselves, all this is taken into consideration. Then they get like a per day fee or like a package. And then these very influencers, when they come on the acting side, that is like movies, long format, short format, they expect the same kind of money. But you don't get the same kind of money in our field. It's not the same at all. You're not going to get the same amount at all.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the MI Podcast. If you are new to the MI Podcast, we cover all things interesting in marketing and media. When you see the digital revolution that has happened over the last, I would say 10 to 15 years, we've seen, so many digital talents coming up, like in the form of influencers. They have, a loyal following, as well as, they could be someone not only say in the entertainment field, but somebody who are domain experts or something. They have a unique, story to tell about themselves. So when we see, these campaigns, how they are made and executed, we have seen influencers coming in. We have seen, like people who are founders and they are, talking about the brand. So it's kind of a very varied field in terms of, digital, in terms of the talent that is there, right? Today's episode we look at a very interesting aspect of this, since there is a huge overload of video content, right? So like in creating different kind of interesting stories on it, it could be branded content, it could be series in the entertainment field. Obviously you have the OTT channels. So when you're looking at, let's say, talent matchmaking, in digital industry, how you kind of select people if you're in the entertainment field for, like say actors who are cast in the movies, which are maybe online, or you could have these OTT platforms, as well as a lot of brand work, right? Like, we see so much of brand work happening which is solely, on platforms of Instagrams and Reels and all that, and they have, produced a great ROI on the same. So we'll talk about, let's say, the casting aspect of how do you, get to the right talent for your brand particularly. So to discuss the same, I have with me Janika.
Hello, hi.
Hi Jen. So you are operating as a casting director within the industry. So to the audience, a little bit about your background in this and how you came into this, and currently what are you doing?
Okay. So I pursued my arts in National College. Then I went for BMM, that is mass media. Then right after that, I decided basically I want to fund my own education and try to find jobs in my media-centric field. That is, I tried for PR, events, social media, and then I ended up meeting this recruiter, and she offered me this amazing job, knowing that I have this keen interest in acting in Bollywood and movies. And she said that there's an opening in my friend's office, and I think you should go give it a shot and interview. And I cracked it, and I was told I'm not just going to do social media, but a lot more than that. That is, be a part of the casting team and also help them in the casting process. And then that's how exactly I entered into this field. I had no whatsoever connection, and I think it was just the universe's way of getting me into it.
So this is something like that person was in your circle, like they knew you, or how was it like?
Not at all. I met this random recruiter. I messaged her on LinkedIn. I'm looking for jobs. She said,
Mhm.
"Okay, come to my office. We'll have a chat." Then I meet her, and then she's like, "Oh, a friend of mine." So apparently they were from the same
Mhm.
school.
So
Directly.
this was like in terms of an internship you were looking at?
No,
or
like a full-time job.
Full-time job.
Right after my graduation,
Okay.
and then
And you graduated in what exactly?
bachelor's in mass media.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
Awesome. And within that, obviously, you had any obviously some aspiration to work in media. Obviously, you're doing
Yeah.
bachelor's there, but anything specific you were looking within that?
PR and director. These two things that I was looking into. Because in college, in my degree college, basically, I was a part of the PR committee for 3 years, and I had a lot of fun managing, interacting with college, and etc. And I thought maybe PR is my thing, so I was mostly trying to get into that or direction. Because as I said, I've done 5 years of theatre, and then in college, I participated in a lot of festivals to do all these things. But I ended up being a casting director instead, and I'm very happy about it. Because as a kid, whenever I watched movies with my family or my friends, I used to be like, this actor is not that good, I think the other actor should have played this role.
That's it.
Or this, I had no opinions on those things. I never knew that casting director was a
Yeah.
designation or a title
That's right.
for it, but yeah, it seems it is it. And then that's how I got into it.
That's it. In the media field, I think if you take in the last 10 years with social media, as a normal like layman, we know so much about the jobs behind the camera
Hmm.
because these people now they are coming on interviews and they talk about like so. I think someone like a Mukesh Chabra, like everyone knows, like
Yeah.
you know him like any other actor only. So that is something where they kind of that's a reference point. Okay, then casting, then this, and
Yeah.
accordingly. So your journey, then little bit about that. So that was your first this thing. Then in that, like how much time you worked, and then where did you go on?
So I spent approximately 5 years working with this very lovely lady, Panchami Khavri.
Mm.
So I've been a part of that casting house for the longest time. I did a lot more than casting in there. That is, I managed her social media. Like the page started with 7,000 followers, and now it's like approximately 70 to 80K. Again, everything organic.
Okay.
No ads, nothing.
Mm.
Basically using tags, comments, engagement, everything possible. All those
Mm.
metrics, and I increased the page following on those basis. Then we also did a lot of events. That
Mm.
is events with brands and new outlets that were opening. So we did that, and of course a lot of casting for Dharma, Netflix, Amazon, some nice projects.
So those were like projects you got from
Yeah,
there, and then
from
you
there,
working with
yes.
them.
And apart from that, I kept on doing my freelancing work on the outside
Mm.
because she always encouraged us to do things on our own as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. So within anything you want to share with the audience, like the prominent ones that you worked on the projects and all?
I mean, there were many prominent ones,
Mm.
but of course, I got to work with Rajkumar Rao. I'm quite happy about that because he's a brilliant actor. Then Varun Dhawan is one of the most sweetest and humble kind. Then, if I could name Prajakta Kohli, who wasn't an actor but an influencer, again, she did a fabulous job in Mismatch and Chuchu Geo because Chuchu Geo was a first project in the industry, and that was my first project which I did personally. So again, she's someone very amazing to work with, and Anil Kapoor sir,
Mm.
and many more people. There are too many names for me to remember.
That's great. For the like a layman, like just in terms of when you look at casting, what are the different like let's say levels? Like you will have your lead, then you'll have your
Yeah.
character actor. So can you like just explain what all is then what is actually the casting agency's role in all of that?
Okay. So there are two ways you can go about it. Sometimes the main lead, that's your hero and heroine, and not like they sometimes usually already pre-selected by the
Yeah.
production house for
Mm.
many reasons, and sometimes it's
That,
not
that because
selected.
also its projects are sold on a
Yeah.
fixed star. So
Yes.
it's initially they will know and kind
Right.
of they have them on board, and then they
Yeah.
already this
Like if
thing.
you have a Shah Rukh and Deepika, you will definitely have investors
Yeah.
on board because of course they're going to get you good revenue.
That's right.
And then sometimes there are no leads that are decided. That's when we come into picture. Casting directors. They come.
Or it could be an ensemble cast also. So
Yeah, ensemble cast.
so then
also.
you'll have to also cast within that.
Within that. So we get the brief. So that's like the main lead, the hero
Yeah.
and heroine, or the ensemble cast like you mentioned.
Or multiple leads are there.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Falcon,
Yeah.
Houseful. These are like multiple leads.
Yes. Yes.
Then something like Mr. and Mrs. Mahi is just like Rajkumar Rao and Janvi Kapoor. So
Yeah.
these are two leads.
This will get.
Then
Yeah.
after that, the primary cast. Primary cast consists of the supporting characters, male, female, your parents, someone who's playing like an important part and contributing to the storyline.
Hmm.
Then comes the secondary part, which is not like, which is a lot more like shooting for 10 days, 12 days, 15 days. Again, contributing, but not to that extent.
Hmm.
And here, they don't particularly go for someone known. They are quite flexible, so you can also see many new faces in this particular section. And then comes tertiary. Tertiary is always new. You'll see all new faces and everything. And then we have the
Those are
feature
like it would be like one dialogue or
one
background.
dialogue, two dialogue, three dialogues. Sometimes
Hmm.
tertiaries don't have dialogues, but they have many, like a lot of screen time.
Hmm.
So they can be like shooting for 20 days, 30 days, but they'll have no lines at all.
What can be an example of that?
In Masaba, the Masaba designing team. I mean, I was a part of that project. So the designing team didn't have much lines, but they were in the background.
Okay.
Yeah. Then the feature cast. Feature cast has no lines at all. They are just like 1 day, 2 day people. They are gonna artists. They are all gonna stand. You can maybe even compare them to the junior artist, but majority of casting directors don't really get involved in feature and casting like the junior, is because we don't have that kind of database. Like we don't have anyone who's like available on a immediate basis or that budget. So we usually hire like feature coordinators, junior coordinators who help us cast that bit. We don't personally do it. Then apart from all these characters, there's something known as a special appearance, where whose example should I give in this? I'm thinking. So
Like a big, is it like a big star coming in for a cameo or something?
yeah, just like a small cameo, they'll come. They get paid very well for that cameo, and then that's it. So that's a
Okay.
cameo thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe you can even contribute into who can do it because it adds to the project.
Yeah, like in Call Me Babe, we had like multiple cameos, and there was a character which you were like, Roshi Rautela would be like perfect for it. And then she played the cameo, and actually she was perfect for it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, Janita, if you look at the, let's say the brand work, how does that work out in casting? So obviously, you would have like a main star there who's in the campaign, but then obviously there's some story in it.
Yeah.
There will be this thing. So, how does the process generally go about?
So either the production comes to us or the brand person itself directly. They come to us and tell their brief, exactly what they are looking for, what kind of actor. If they don't have a brand ambassador on board, they come to us and they be like, this is the brand core message, these are the requirements, these are the target audience you want to cater. And they also come to us sometimes with suggestions. We want to see on that, but sometimes their suggestions don't even make sense. So we let them know, like, no, it's not aligning at all. The brand's message and the person's personal brand and lifestyle. So it's a big no. And then we basically consult them and everything, and then finally we get some nice celebrity or a sports person or anyone that we could name that could work well for the brand. We get them on board and negotiate the price, and we lock it. And then once we have the brand ambassador locked, they obviously have some writers and script writers drawing the ad film and digital film, and then we start casting around it. And fun thing, people think ad films are very short, right? It will be done like pretty quickly. It gets done quickly, but the number of auditions that happens to just see that one friend, like that superstar's friend in the series, oh my god, we did more than 200 auditions in 2 or 3 days for that one friend to be played, because the brand is so conscious about it that we don't want to place someone who looks extremely good looking beside the person, or something that can grab a lot of attention apart from the ambassador. So we have to keep a lot of things in mind. And then that's
so this like, how do you feel like over your career that when you're casting for these ad shoots and all, it could have an element now that okay, they are somebody just giving references in their personal network and all that. So you want to, end of the day, when if you are casting also, you want that quality product associated
Yes.
with you. So
Yes.
how do you kind of deal it where you are feeling that you just compromise because you're just getting your own people there or something in terms of who is in the production?
Sometimes it gets very difficult, to have a say, because of course they are putting
In terms
money.
of power, I
Yeah.
mean that,
Because they are investing, so maybe it is what they want that
Yeah.
they'll go with. But we try our level best to say that the kind of quality and the screen presence you will get if this actor plays will be much different.
Yeah.
Of course, they are not that famous. They haven't contributed much yet, but I'm sure they are going places. And you'll see people are going to engage and relate a lot more looking at her instead of the other person. So we try to do it in a very polite manner because you can't really push it too hard.
That's right.
Cannot.
And for actors, when they are looking at the brand work, what do you feel in their showreel should be there so that you can showcase their skill in front of the camera?
I mean, definitely a very nice introduction video that should be there, no matter what.
Yeah.
But again, the introduction reel should not have a lot of makeup. Keep it very natural, very subtle, so we get to see exactly how you are.
Like for men, is it like without makeup only, or
They should do a little touch up. A little touch up, be it like a girl or a guy. Everyone should do a little touch up because we all have.
So that's like a standard that has to be.
Yeah, we all have dark circles. We are blessed with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a must. Of course, you need to be very presentable. Try to wear something very subtle, not something very loud, like too many prints or bright colors. Wear something pastel, a simple white background again, so that it's not that distracting. And keep it very short and sweet. Name, age, height, profile, and what you've done in a line or two. And then after that, you can also attach another show reel of yourself, showing what all work you've done, like taking small bites and small scenes of yours from different projects and combining them together. So for me as a casting director or director, I can see and evaluate, so you can play multiple roles. You have that scope, that range. So that helps.
Yeah, like an influencer when you have, we talk about the media kit, like me as a marketer, when they put it, like different brand work, very, like small clippings and all this thing, it's like in front of me. So I'm consuming like within a minute. Seen all showcasing all the kind of different work they have,
right?
And that then brings it in your mind, like okay, you can do this or that and all.
Yeah,
so that is the end of the day.
It's very easy for us to place you then. Okay, come on, this is perfect. She's doing this part so well. Oh, her emotions are quite good. I like the way she's crying here.
Yeah.
I'm like, she can play this role very well. Yeah.
So talent today also have a very good marketing eye, because end of the day of the competition, right? It is how in these small things you are standing out. So that can kind of work out there. So Jayanta, if you look at the casting business, so if you have people have the agencies, how do they generally earn? What is the business model?
So as in the casting agencies, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So in terms of casting agencies, sometimes we directly take like a project fee directly from the production or the director. Then some casting directors use a different route, that is charging a commission from the talents that are locked. That could vary from 15 to 20% or something. Then the third aspect is, of course, as I mentioned, brand consulting. Like we give a consultation in terms of which actor or which artist would work best for their brand. And then the other are these long-term things where we be like, you keep giving us projects and we share a chunk and so on. So on partnership basis.
Then what would be, is a talent management agency and casting agency the same thing?
Oh no, it's very different. As a casting director and as a person who's worked in an agency for a long time, we do not manage any talent. No talent is exclusively signed with us. We basically get in touch with every actor, every artist of all kind, and we offer them the job. But when it comes to talent agency, they have this set number of people, like 10 people, 10 actors that they manage exclusively, which means those 10 people are signed up with a certain agency, and then each time someone goes to them with work, the agency is entitled to take commission from it, from the actors. They are tied up exclusively, and some agencies keep both, non-exclusive, exclusive both.
Okay.
But agencies manage people. Casting directors do not manage people at all. We manage projects. We offer job. An agency offers job to their talents that they manage. They get them jobs. Yeah.
No, so in terms of, but as a casting also, you can have, okay, is it like I'm working with these 50 people only. That
No,
doesn't
no,
happen. It's
never.
like I have to keep
It's a
looking for
wide
new
media. It's a
new
wide-
talent and keep getting that has to keep my
Yes.
folder has to keep growing.
It has to databases like everything
Yeah.
for us. We don't work with the same people.
Okay, okay.
Not at all. I mean, that would be very wrong. Having the same 50 people being casted and everything is
Hmm.
unfair. I mean, considering there are so many actors in
Yeah.
the market. So no, we don't do that.
That's right.
Yeah.
But then, in terms of do they become talent management or these are separate entities you have to have? Like, if you are in the industry, can you also be casting and then the talent management? Like, how does this work?
See, there are a lot of people now in the market. I won't name them. That
Yeah.
they run their own casting agencies, but now they have also opened up another section
Hmm.
within that where they are managing actors. So it's like creating opportunities and managing and also getting a cut from it, as I mentioned. There are some
Yeah.
people who started that, won't deny it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But again, I wouldn't merge it.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say that it's the same job.
Okay. So casting and all, is there like a license or something like is anything like that is there in the industry?
No, not at all.
Like, is there like I've heard about artist का आपका card होना चाहिए or something like that?
I also heard that, but I've never seen anyone use it.
I don't know. Like there's some because
There
there's
is a
union.
union, yes, there is
Huh.
a union. I've heard quite too many actors. It must exist, of course, and
Yeah.
it exists for a reason. But I don't think it exists for casting directors because I personally haven't used it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. And if it's important, please let me know. I'll use it.
That's it, that's it. But like in terms of even in corporate, if people put on social media, when they have today with social media is kind of powerful. If you've not had a genuinely bad experience which you want to highlight, in terms of that, because I know that when you put out your name also
Yeah.
counts. So within this also, because of social media, there has been a lot of it's like a deterrent for misuse, like within casting and all this kind of thing. What do you feel like social media, how its impact, and then on casting in terms of the experience, not the actually getting the talent?
That's like a deep question. I'm trying to think about it. How to simplify it. So you're saying casting in terms of like
That's
for
it.
me, using social media for casting purpose, right?
That's it. No, so like if social media, the evolution has been like
Yeah.
even in corporate. So if I've in my interview process somewhere I have not had a good experience, like they've been rude to me or something. Some people they highlight it. Like there is a
Okay.
platform like Glassdoor, for
Right.
example. They will do it. Maybe they just had an interview or they would have even worked in that company.
Right.
So today with social media, even in a casting process, you come to know okay this person is right, wrong, and that kind of thing.
Yes, yes.
So people are more conscious of
Very,
this,
very much.
that-
Like, and this swings both ways in terms of like a casting director also knows and even the artist knows.
Yeah.
So I, as a casting director, I get to know how this actor or artist is perceived by the audience just
Hmm.
simply looking at their social media profile and what they
Yeah.
are up to. Similarly, an artist who's new in the market can just take a look at my casting profile and understand what all projects to I will or get involved into.
Hmm.
Because
So it's an essential as a casting that you have to have a social Instagram
very much.
running and it's active and
Yes.
to get that bit of credibility.
Yeah, because if you're not credible and if you're not known in terms of what projects you do and what kind of project, no one's gonna work with you. Because
Yeah.
you know how the industry is, it gets quite shady in some parts and
Yeah.
it's very scary.
Yeah.
In some parts, not going to lie about it. So it's very important.
Like if
to
you
know that
take
you're safe.
20 years back, that is the biggest fear. Like if a girl will say to her parent that I want to go in Bollywood, so that's the biggest fear, right?
Yeah.
So at least now with social media and the awareness and all the things that there is some process in place and you can go around. Like you have to look at evidence also online, no? Like
Yeah,
which is
of
there
course, of
actually
course.
a genuine person who is in the
So even
in
I
the
basically
casting.
do the same thing. Like a lot of my friends, they are actors, right?
Yeah.
So they'll be like, hey Jenny, do you know this casting director? Hey Jenny, do you know?
Hmm.
I'm like, no, but let's just check it online once.
That's it.
What they do, then we
Right.
go and check the type of casting calls they put, the kind of people who are engaging with their post, the people they follow, their past
Mhm.
work, we check everything. Then we ask more people, hey, have you worked with this casting director?
Mhm.
How has your experience been? Because it counts.
Yeah.
So all of this matters and social media plays an important role.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, in terms of brand work, anything you want to talk about, like you've done or you would like?
So I'll tell you the latest one which I have done, that was for Femina. So Femina and HUL basically they were running this campaign, and this was for Women's Day. And they wanted females from different walks of life, like an actor or an influencer, then a content creator, a casting director. They wanted all these people, so they onboarded me on that for the casting purpose. So the entire campaign was basically Femina magazine and Bonds. So I mean, Femina was like so smart, and Bonds was like super smart. Let's use females and let's make a campaign on it on the Women's Day thing. And they all the kind of people they made me cast also are very influential in the market. So they are not like a normal girl next door or anything. They're like people with great following.
But like it's like just like a lifestyle influencer or industry where they've done something in their domain or
So
something.
to be precise, there was a female casting director. Having a female casting director in this industry is a big thing.
Yeah.
As you know, like earlier there were not many females in this industry. Second was a lifestyle influencer. And the third one was representing Northeastern. So again, Northeastern is like a minority in our field, in our movies. So that's something we gave importance to.
Achievers in those.
Yes.
Okay.
And the fourth one was a content creator. So just like a content creator who makes people laugh at facts and stories of day-to-day life. But each one of them had like a certain following, an impact, and a story to back with. So that was a very nice campaign, I would say, like Bonds came up with and Femina came up with, and they got to be on the cover page and everything. That was a nice campaign.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Janita, if we look at as marketers, when we are looking at like a brand endorser, what should we kind of look into? Obviously, we'll be then working with specialists and all like yourself, but what are we looking at? Like this is a right fit. Like what are you considering?
Yeah. See, followers counts are definitely important, but what also really essentially matters is the quality of the engagement that that person or the artist has. Because I can see a lot
Let's
of
talk about
followers-
celebrities so that where it's beyond just social
Got it.
media and all. Yeah.
Celebrities, okay, so of course, but as I said, that engagement and the kind of quality also matters to me when I cast or look for someone. But the celebrity's personal brand and lifestyle should also align with the brand's core message. Because if that's not happening, then it's not going to align and it's not going to work out in the market. Like, I would place Virat Kohli with like a sports brand like Nike and Adidas because we know Virat is like one of the biggest sports players and everyone adores him, and they would obviously get influenced by like, oh come on, it's Virat endorsing this brand. And then similarly, someone who's like very beautiful like Deepika, I would want her to be placed in one of my skincare brand. I'm like, oh, because you'll end up looking like her. That's the thing. So it really matters that your brand personality, your brand's core message and the celebrity's personal lifestyle and brand should match. Or else it's
So like a celebrity who's ticking a lot of boxes will get more brand work if that person is handsome, very beautiful, has a very good physique, then is very good in interviews and then different roles. So if that will lead to more brand work.
Yes.
So that is the effort of every celebrity to kind of
how
do.
they are portraying themselves, how they are placing themselves and everything, what they do. Because you know, a lot of PR is also like used in this, how they want to be seen in public. So definitely.
So it's like there's something like what Salman also like where different people have different feelings towards it. Like even a mother feel like मेरा बेटे जैसा है, and then you say अरे मेरा भाई है, and then so this should be somewhere, I don't know whether it can be engineered or not. If that is there, that really contributes to popularity in general.
It does. But I think back then, like during Salman's and Shah Rukh's era, it was very different. People actually loved actors in a different manner. They went to theatre to watch their movie. They did not miss a single one. So that kind of PR, I don't think it's happening lately. People don't go to theatres as such. And they don't
Also,
have that kind
it was
of
an
taste.
overdose because of like
Social media.
there was only time of cinema and television. And
That was the only way you would get to see
Yeah.
your actor on screen do his thing, and maybe Chotu Motu, all these interviews that used to happen on
Yeah.
Zoom or anything. But now with social media, everything is available. There are paparazzi chasing them. I can get the small glimpse what this actor's up to. So there's no curiosity left. There's no curiosity left. That's why I think that craziness is gone for these actors. So to build that kind of image the way Salman has in today's time,
Yeah.
I think nobody
And I
can do
think the Khan also, there was one benefit where they came in when all these things were coming in terms of TV was
Yeah.
coming in and this thing. So they could build that core like when we all were in our bachpan mein hum aapke
Yes.
Khan we've seen and also that's a very strong bond that we created
Very
with
much.
them. And there were not many competitors at that time
Not at all.
with this thing. So today it's a different ballgame. Let's just say that you can't.
Today it's very
Yeah.
difficult. The competition is on another level with so
Yeah.
many like social media and everything. It's too difficult. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
imagine no one can replace Shah Rukh.
Yeah. I think me here today a little bit more. If even if you have a very direct message, you can't be everywhere. Like you have to have very
Yeah.
this thing. Even as a celebrity, so that
Have
you
your
get
own segment, have your own IP. I would say
yeah.
that's very important. If you go to do everything, nothing's gonna happen.
Hmm.
You need to know what you're good at, what you're being loved with.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Like in marketing circles also somewhere is discussed where a particular movie star will be having like 50 brands that is somewhere diluting all those 50. Like if they would just go with 10 brands and then have a higher pricing and they can give more to that brand, that will work out. But that's why you are seeing their work is also going to a lot of micro
Definitely.
influencers, macro influencers and all. So
Definitely.
you know, end of the day, today there's so much transparency with numbers. Even celebrities can be
You
seen.
can't lie about it.
That's right.
No
That's right.
matter what. But very few people understand the fund of quality over quantity. Not
Mhm.
many understand it.
That's right. In terms of how do you like, if you can say measure popularity, like when you look at campaigns and you say, "Can reach, I want to reach a crore people or whatever." Like, how do you actually look at that? Like that would be when you are casting. That is very important decision,
Yeah.
right? So, how does that kind of? What are the say numbers that you're looking at?
I mean, we don't usually have numbers in place, but we try to see that if it's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, all these people know this particular person. Because we are not just entertaining the tier 1, right? There are many more other tiers that we need to entertain. So we look into that thing, definitely the demographics of the celebrity, what kind of audience
Hmm.
are consuming his content, his or her content, then the engagement as I mentioned. We look into all the
Movie
insights.
release, the success of it, and
Everything.
yeah.
Like even if their old movies, how they worked out, or any upcoming release in the next 1 year is
Mhm.
gonna have, what kind of actors they work with. Because sometimes you might not be famous, but the actor you share your screen timing with
Mhm.
can make you a lot famous too and keep you
Mhm.
trending. So all of this.
That's right. And also, if you see, like a lot of people who are not actors in the industry, they are also like directors, also getting work. So because that is because I think they are a lot in front of the camera now. They are giving interviews. They have the social media. So all of them have somewhere or the other. There's a potential for brand work because of the visibility.
Yes.
That is.
Like Farah Khan, for example, right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at her. She's doing her own shows, own thing. She's not an actor, but then
Yeah.
she's roaming out with her maid,
Yeah.
doing all these
The
funny
channel
content.
creation, YouTube, and consistent content on that is something I think every person within the entertainment industry is doing. Like,
Yes.
I think there is no one who is not trying to kind of grow that because somewhere or the other you get.
I think
Hmm.
Hrithik Roshan
Hmm.
is not really heavily doing anything with PR.
Hmm.
He's very content and he's very happy. He doesn't do anything like this.
Hmm.
Apart from others, if you notice. But Hrithik
Is it
quite
because like they're
focused.
already that big that they don't want to, or
I
it's a
mean,
personal
even
preference?
Shah Rukh
Like
does it.
Ranbir Kapoor is not on social media,
Yeah.
for example.
Yeah, that's also an example. But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
Hrithik will only promote and do things when it's closer to his movie releasing or
Hmm.
something like that. Or else he will not do anything out of his way.
Hmm. Plus, his brands are doing so well. Somewhere
He
or the
doesn't need to
other,
do anything.
that is also.
And again, that's a very
Yeah.
smart play, like someone like Hrithik, like like
Yeah.
HRX, such an amazing brand. It's doing so
Yeah.
well for itself in short time.
Yeah.
It's too good. And
That's
who
it.
wouldn't want to like associate
Yes,
with his
yes.
brand?
So yeah, I think that we can't generalize. Like you have to see
Yeah.
where you are exactly. Like if his brands are doing that well,
Yeah.
then maybe he's not having to, in terms of he'll say, okay, I just want to work with say 10 brands on a
Hmm.
advertising level, and I don't need more and all. I'll have a good this thing. So
Yeah.
I think that there also is important. You can't spread yourself so thin because you're not giving justice to anyone.
Right.
Then that will be found out, kind of.
As you mentioned, quality over quantity any day.
Yeah.
He's one of those people who practices that. For sure.
That's right. So, Janita, like if you look at the planning process of this, how do you want marketers to work with you? Like, what are the things that they should do that will help you in your process?
I mean, first and most importantly, come with a detailed brief to me
Mm.
as to what you want to show on screen, what is the storyboard, mood board, what exactly you want, then what kind of actors are you looking for, the
So,
demographics
ready
and
script
everything.
is required, then
Yeah.
not just creative brief and all. The script has
Script
to be
has to be ready.
has to be done.
Because not every actor is good with everything, you know.
Yeah.
Like they have their own genre. So
Yeah.
I would prefer having a script also in place. Even if it's a rough one,
Mm.
it's fine. And then of course I need to know what's your brand's vision, its core message and everything. So that I can basically align everything based on that.
That's right. So you're in, which has been like you can give not a, maybe naming anyone, but an example where this was done in a very organized way. You felt like the pointers were here, and that's why the output was very good. So that will be like a reference point for people.
A very good one actually, many good ones. But
Mm.
I'll just name the brand. I mean, it's okay if I can name
Yeah.
everyone. Too Young was endorsed by Virat Kohli, and the entire nation knows how health conscious he is,
Mm.
how strict he is about his diet and everything, and promoting something known as baked snacks.
Mm.
Like Too Young
Yeah.
was like the most remarkable thing I
That's
think it's
right.
done, because there are so many snacks in the market which call themselves healthy, fit, baked, blah blah blah. But I think Too Young was the only one to get it done right by having Virat Kohli as a brand ambassador.
Mm.
Because everyone knows this guy is literally eating it in the
Mm.
scene and even in the ad film and wherever, like you spotted. So he's consuming it.
Mm.
And you can't make him do something for money.
Yeah.
Because he's so particular about himself and the way he carries his values, his morals, his ethics.
Yeah.
He would never do something wrong
Mm.
for the sake of promotion. So we know exactly like if he's consuming it, it is a real deal,
Mm.
it is a healthy deal. So that's why you get to know that Too Young is doing so well for itself.
Mm.
That's one brand that I personally felt like, yeah, they
That
put
was
the
a really
money in the right place.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's like that credibility where you have with someone like an Amitabh Bachchan,
Hmm.
that immediately it attaches,
Right.
that thing. Like when that fiasco happened, I think it was with Cadbury's and reports of
They found
the worms and all that.
Yes.
So then he was roped in for a full campaign where he went through the factories and everything.
and which worked very well again. The damage control was insane.
Yeah.
It did too well.
That's right. I think the recent one was also like, the fake paneer being used and also.
Yes.
But I don't think any celeb was
No,
used
no one
doing
has
that.
done that yet. No one.
That's right.
No one. I think
Yeah.
no one wants to get into it yet.
That's right. Now every celebrity is also very.
They're very
Yeah,
cautious because
cautious,
whatever they
yeah.
market and whatever they promote, the audience in social media
Yeah.
in their comment section is going to go crazy. That's a
right.
different level of torture.
That's right. Okay, so these were the kind of like little bit of tips how the marketers should work with you. What do you feel are some mistakes that they do in terms of when they're casting
Hmm.
for brand endorsers?
Like, to give you like one very simple and small example, it could be like you're making a vegetarian actor endorse McDonald's
Hmm.
while consuming McChicken as their campaign product. I
Okay.
mean, that's quite stupid. So, because basically we did a casting for McDonald's like 2 years back, and we specifically took only those actors who consume non-veg to not even cheat in the camera. Like, I mean, come on, you can just watch a random artist on screen. You wouldn't know if they are veg or non-veg, right?
Hmm.
But we didn't take those chances either.
Hmm.
Because it was a McSpicy chicken campaign, we
Hmm.
made sure to only select actors and artists who consume chicken.
Yeah, that's also you have to be conscious because there are so many as vegan and all that thing
Yes.
happening, right? A lot of celebs and also that like it shouldn't. Then you can't like chicken product is there.
Cannot at all. You can't place a vegan actor, vegan consuming actor in a McChicken ad or anything related to
Yeah.
non-veganism for that matter. So it really matters a lot. And there are few actors also who are very health conscious, but they have endorsed brands that are the opposite of what they state publicly.
Yeah, yeah. I think there was one thing happened in a particular hotel. a vegan kind of celeb had ordered something, it was chicken or something, in-room dining or something. So one guy, I think he just posted it or something, you're not supposed to be part of this thing. So somewhere when that happened, he indirectly then sued the hotel की privacy invasion because that had a huge impact. ऐसे तो चला जाएगा ठीक है, you
I
can just
agree.
with a warning you can let them go, but that had a huge impact,
It damaged
in the
his
PR.
image, the
Yeah,
brand image, which he must have like worked out on a lot, man.
that's right.
So that's.
So that I think is also conscious even with the I think the male actors in Hollywood there's a known thing. So if they have used certain enhancement, like performance enhancing
Yes.
this thing for roles and all, they'll never state it
Never.
because then you don't get that brand work for health products
Yes.
and all because then you are just like this guy's got through
Not at all.
this thing. So it's like consciously you have to. I think it's right to say that when you are dealing with that level of fame, you have to maintain some kind of image which you have to enjoy.
You have to be mindful with everything, and that is exactly
Yeah.
why PR exists.
Yeah,
Because you shouldn't fumble anywhere. Once you fumble, it's gone.
yeah,
It's very important.
that's that. So Janita, when we look at like Instagram, the rising like when we say budgets and all, they are increasing. You have all layers of influencers coming. So what is generally your casting process like for nano, micro, macro? How do you generally go over it?
So, I mean, it completely depends upon the recruiter or the producer, what they want. If the brand tells me micro, I'll stick to micro, or macro,
Mhm.
I'll stick to that. And the budgets are usually, like, they keep varying, but then it's very expensive, is what I'll tell you. Like, the demands from all these influencers with like 1 million followers and all is way too much. It's way too much. And then these very influencers, when they come on the
Hmm.
acting side, that is into movies, long format, short format, they
Yeah.
expect the same kind of money.
Hmm.
But you don't get the same kind of money
Yeah.
in our field. It's not the same at all. You're not going to get the same amount at all. If you have a tough time, that's
So
fine.
like this is when the decision making is there for fee of actors, they'll not consider leads and all because that's a
No, that's a
different ball
different
game.
thing. Yeah.
What is it considered like say character actors and that thing like in terms of
Characters, past experience, what kind of movies, shows they've done, how famous they are, seniority in terms of how old you've been in this industry. Sometimes you can be old and have done nothing, so your value drops
Yeah.
because that's a long break that you took.
Yeah.
But if you're someone who just worked for a very long time, you'll have the credibility in place.
Hmm.
And in the newer generation, not the older ones, because they didn't have social media, so you can't expect them to have any
Yeah.
consistency there. But for the newer generation, they check the following, the followers, the kind of engagement they have, the how they portray, carry themselves. All of this is taken into consideration. Then they get like a per day fee or like a package.
Oh
That's
yeah.
it. And even if you're an influencer right now with a 1 million follower, 2 million follower, whatever, and if we lock you for something, we are not going to pay you what you get paid for your collaborations and
Mhm.
sponsorship or brand endorsement. We are not going to pay you that. We'll pay you as per the market budget that you get as an actor for a particular role.
Character actors also have to remain in showcase like that they are talked about or like social media like for them also hiring a PR agency like is happening like how is the industry like?
Everyone is doing that. You know, these paparazzis who end up
Yeah.
in places, they just don't end up. They actually get called by the actors and celebrities PR that, you know, she's going here, she's going to be here, she's going to be there. And that's how they
And
show
what
up.
is their incentive if that person maybe they don't feel they want to cover like what is incentive for them
The
like,
paparazzi?
huh.
They sell their photos, no? To
Okay.
publications and everything, and that's how they make money from it.
So it's like, but obviously they have to be, you're pushing your actor in
Yeah.
that. Like, obviously there is a business model where they will
Yes.
kind of.
You need to know, you need to show the public, like,
But they are, who are the buyers of this? Like, in
publications and everything, all this time.
nowadays
Yeah.
time, like are you talking about like the, say a Bollywood Hangama or
Yeah.
this kind of.
Yes.
Or even on media channels now, every major media news, this thing they have their
They have that
entertainment
section.
section and they
Yes.
have this thing.
Wild, this, that, Ari Bayani, so many places. Each time you open it, you will just see something like non-relevant people on it. Like, who are they? And then
Oh,
you
they're
get to know
paid.
who they are. Because, you came across that reel or image on their page. So, yeah, it really matters for these people.
No, so if someone has money and they say, okay, just मेरा post करो, I want to XYZ celeb's party,
Huh.
they can do that. Then
Yes.
paparazzi directly you pay them, and so
Yes.
that's like okay.
Paparazzi will not pay the actor. The actor pays the
नहीं
paparazzi.
नहीं हाँ, so the person is paying कि I want to get popular, मेरा कोई agenda है,
हाँ.
and then accordingly you
Yes,
can.
yes. I've done this. I've actually set some paparazzis for some people. You know, at times it happens. It exists.
That's it. And that I think now when you see a star kid, like they are groomed into that whole paparazzi, like you know about them, like someone like say Shania Kapoor, last 2 years you know everything about her, maybe one movie also didn't come out.
Nothing's come out, but she's famous.
Yeah.
But she's famous because
That,
that's how.
that is the whole
Yes, the PR game.
PR this thing.
They placed her. They placed her in the industry without her
Mm.
even getting launched. They placed her in the industry very
Mm.
well.
Okay.
I mean, look at Ori. Ori is also an example.
Yeah.
He just got placed so well that you didn't even know he कहाँ से आया.
Mm.
How did he come here? What is he doing?
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's right, that's it. So there is a definitely to look at it is process science in place along with your whole business behind this thing. That's right, that's right. Awesome. See, because anything, if there is a small level of people succeeding, there is a lot of
Yeah.
intellect going in it. We cannot just
Definitely.
say XYZ looks better than this and just it's not that. There's a lot of
Many,
things good.
too many layers. Too many layers.
Yeah.
People think it's a straight line. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not at all.
That's it, that's it. Okay, so Janita, like anything you want to talk about that this casting through your agency that you did, it could not, you cannot just say, okay, just the lead or very known, that this was a very good casting. You know, appreciated for it because there are a lot of skills that went in
Mm.
getting the guy on board or exactly like they wanted this particular kind of person and I was able to get him as a new actor.
A new actor.
Anything like just in your memory it just comes out like this is something as a really good casting decision that I had.
Yeah. So Masawa was my very first project. It was a Netflix series. And basically, how this entire storyline was basically Masawa was playing herself in the show, and each time they had this past and present, past and present. So
Mhm.
each time they showed the past, they showed like a mini Masawa, and people just appreciated and went crazy over how we casted that mini Masawa.
Mm.
We tested over 500 people for this, over 500
Kids.
pan India, yes, and somehow we clicked so well that we got a mini Masawa who's literally a mini Masawa with the sass, her grace, the way she speaks, everything. That character was loved by many people.
Mm.
Many people, I'll tell you.
Mm.
Then another one was Naman Arora. In Juk Juk Jio, you see them in the opening scene.
Mm.
See him in the I think you must know Naman Arora by now.
Mm.
So you must have seen them in the opening scene with Varun Dhawan and Kiara Advani. They are sitting on a table and having, and he has this entire chunk of nice comedy scene basically, which people really loved again. A small scene, one scene in the entire movie,
Mm.
but people remember. So that's one character that I think was like really good. Again, not anyone famous
That's it.
at all. And Prajakta also being like one of a good casting choice and option for mismatch.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, but that project was I mean was it made for her or it was a separate
It was never made for her. We
Okay.
tested so many people for that.
okay.
Like again, as I mentioned, like we did too many auditions,
Mhm.
and she
And
had-
was it you wanted a influencer in that?
No, we did not have it.
Because it's on OTT or something.
Back then, that wasn't a criteria.
Yeah.
Now it is. Back
कि
then,
you
it
are having
wasn't.
like a major huge influencer and उसके ऊपर एक show बन रहा है.
नहीं नहीं वैसा तो बिल्कुल नहीं था.
Okay.
Prajakta had a flight to catch. That very day, and flew us for Japan.
And she was doing the rounds basically.
Yeah.
In the audition.
She came to the audition room,
Mm.
so I was basically giving her the cues for
Yeah.
it. She did a fabulous job.
Mm.
Like as if the character was written for her, not
Mm.
written for her, but written for her.
Yeah.
And she nailed it, and the production and the OTT, as in Netflix, they really loved her, and
Mm.
We locked her because it was a win-win situation. We got a character, like a real life character like her, and then also the following and everything worked out too.
That's great.
But the other cast members, if you notice, they are not like very, very famous. Except for Rohit Saraf. But again, Rohit Saraf also got like really famous after Mismatch.
Yeah.
He picked up from there. So following wasn't a criteria. You know. These all the people that you see in Mismatch were actually locked for their skills.
That's it, Janika. So we'll we maybe talk a little bit about it, but a little bit more about the social media role specifically. So how does it and how can the upcoming artist use it? Obviously, everyone, the whole world wants to increase their following. That is an obvious thing. But how do you actually the impact and also maybe just not the number also you are looking at. Like as marketers, we are not just looking at the number.
Right.
We are looking at so many other things within the engagements and maybe watch hours when they come live, how many people come, there are various factors. So in casting, how does that impact?
I mean, for us, we always check like how consistent this person has been active on their social platforms and what kind of content they upload. Content could be anything, but then we look for quality. Again, we're trying to see what kind of content do you put up and how do you look or how do you act in it, because that's what you're trying to sell in the first place.
But if like many have just thirst traps on it.
Yeah.
So
oh my god, I'm so tired of
like you will see a lot of upcoming actors and all also in that. So
what
do you feel in that? एक तो following बढ़ जाएगी because of that, but
following definitely बढ़ जाएगी, but don't do that. We don't want to work. We don't want to work with such creators, artists, or anything. I mean, that could vary. I don't want.
Does it also scream a bit desperation when you do that? If it's not an aesthetic, because then there is a thing like even big actors are doing that, but then.
But again, it's how you do it, right? How you
Yeah,
carry
aesthetic,
yourself, as you said, aesthetic. So you get to know exactly what is the purpose here.
Yeah.
It's very clear when you look at a photo or a video, what's the purpose of this video or the photo. It's a very dark conversation.
So then coming then to the numbers bit of it.
Yeah.
So what are you like? क्या ऐसा है कि अगर मेरा some person होता ना अगर 100,000 वो देखेंगे भी नहीं अगर वो नया एक्टर मतलब I don't know what is there a criteria कि इतना minimum है या और ये चीजें ये numbers होने चाहिए.
I mean, varies project to project. It's like it's a very big project and they want someone thoda sa known, someone known in the public or socially, then they would actually look into your number and be like, okay, he's a good actor, but he doesn't have many following, so I think we'll have to pass. That's how you miss the opportunity. But again, if it's like it's an ad film, a shoot, or anything not so major or an OTT thing, you'll get the work that you want. But if it's like a very big banner, they look into followings. They do. Now, one of the reasons.
But that is also coming to the fact that you want someone maybe in the public eye has done something that it gives you that confidence more than just will the numbers really relate to like a actor getting people on, but it's like what is the reason why it's just like a rat race everybody's got into it कि ये numbers होने ही चाहिए.
Numbers होने चाहिए because it's promotion. Free promotion. You know this actor or this influencer celebrity.
Like they put in the say the trailer, other things, song.
BTS, snaps, or whatever. They know that so many people, apart from our marketing that we are doing, these people are consuming it.
Okay.
Via this actor. So यहाँ पे आधा promotion हो रहा है हमारा. That's like a good thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't like free promotion?
Yes.
So that's the main reason I would say. Or else there's nothing else. They just want more people to know about your project and what you're doing. Or else I think nothing.
That's it.
Just popularity at the end. How popular you are.
In the pure model like industry also, I think now it's purely on you can say a certain following, because if you do a brand shoot then it's attaching with it. So it's you could be very good model, but that social media is not consistent and you're not getting that engagement, you will lose out on a lot of work.
You do.
Because of that.
You do. But then there are a lot of models who don't have a lot of social media following, but the kind of photos that they put in terms of the work, they show their work very well on their feed. Like working for such amazing labels and events. So me as a casting director, when I go on the page and I see the kind of brands and associations that they have, and they've worked and they work for.
Hmm. Yeah, that relevancy. Yeah, even as marketers, we look at that which other brands
Yeah.
also you have done. So maybe the number is not coming that
Hmm.
much, but they have done similar work like what we are looking at.
Yes.
So that showcase, we get a confidence, and then we can kind of
Yeah.
at least have an audition or whatever. Like we
Yeah,
can
so we cast, it's not always numbers.
Yeah.
We see what work they've done too. I mean, someone has to give an
That's
opportunity
right.
to someone, yeah.
End of the day, like even you have targets, you have to get.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, but I
can't do
also
this.
believe that
Oh.
until and unless you as a person won't give opportunity to the fresh ones, you can't expect them to get big.
Yeah.
I mean, you also need to push and start somewhere, right, to help
Yeah.
them.
And few people is also that's not also healthy. Like few people have all the power, like
Yeah.
because of that.
Exactly. I mean,
You have to
everyone.
have more and more newer people coming in.
It's
and
very
this thing.
important, and I believe opportunities should be there out for everyone,
Hmm.
irrespective of who you are, what you do, and what your following is. It's needed.
That's it. So in terms of, let's say, Janita, if we take artists today, we look at actors, singers, stand-up comedians, um, like revenue streams, how have they evolved, over the last few years? Like we see, obviously on YouTube where you have your a channel
Channel
name,
and you
and
earn
then you are
money.
subscribing.
Yeah.
And many influencers also do that. They set up the channel and
Yeah.
then you have to have a certain fee, and that's the thing. So that is one thing. So like
Hmm.
these, what do you feel are lot of channel, not maybe very known faces also, but as an actor that helps you, because at the end of the day you have to pay your bills and survive and that kind of
Right.
thing.
You know this Instagram thing also, right? Now people can subscribe and pay that small fee.
Yeah, that the
Watch
channel.
exclusive
Yeah.
content. That is one thing. Then apart from your long format and all these projects, of course you earn money through it. But then you
Hmm.
can do live shows, live attendance in different shows, guest listing for brands for the events. That's a very good
Hmm.
avenue to earn money. Then if you're someone who's very skilled, experienced in terms of acting, dancing, or anything that you do, you could start your own institute or your own workshop. And these are some avenues you can earn money from. Because see, branding, sponsorship, endorsement, acting gigs, live gigs, this keeps happening. But I think you need to do something out of it.
Hmm.
And YouTube, as you said, everyone is doing it, yeah.
Hmm.
So maybe you could start with workshops.
Okay.
Yeah. Many people are dying to learn, are willing to learn. They
Hmm.
don't have that kind of capacity to pay like 5-10 lakhs and go to an
Hmm.
institute. They would rather pay like a sum amount for like a 1 day workshop and come and
Yeah.
learn with you.
Plus, like you have experience in, I mean, though at some level you have worked in bigger projects.
Yeah.
You can share that knowledge somewhere or the other, then monetize
Yeah.
that.
It's not just like book knowledge, but then on field knowledge also.
Yeah.
So you have both
That
things.
is-
So you can say that you can do this, and on set you can do this. There are so
Mhm.
many things, and many people are always willing to listen to this
Mm.
and
Then
learn.
the event circuit is also there where marriages is there, this
Oh,
thing.
guest appearance,
Yeah,
this,
yeah.
that, and all. And as I said, guest listing is one of them. It's basically like a brand will tell you, "Hi, Nikhil, this is a brand. We have a launch. Please, or like get 10 to 15 celebs or actors with like good engagement that resonate with our brand,
Hmm.
and we'll pay you an amount." So you get your friends, and you have a good time. Everything for free, everything on the house, while you also get paid.
Yeah,
That's good, man.
that's it, that's it. Yeah, there are benefits of everything. If you work your way up, there
Yes.
is everything. There are gonna be benefits. Actually, it's so hard the industry. So definitely, when you are getting something, you should
Yeah.
give it both up. That is there. So anything like you can say, let's say the singing part of it, like those who are not having that much following for like a live show, like many people come, like how do they evolve, like a singers का कैसे होता है, like in the industry?
I haven't worked with many singers, to be very
Hmm.
honest.
Because stand up, like stand up में क्या है कि a guy, even if you have like 15 people come, you can make a small ticketed show
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
yeah.
book a small hall or this thing, and
Singers also the same thing, na? They go to cafes. Like I'm talking about the
Ah.
small ones,
that's it.
like the emerging ones, to be precise. Like they go to cafes, restaurants. They have these live nights, and all these things in the club and restaurant bars.
That's right. I think many hotels also they have that live performance which adds to the experience,
Yes.
which obviously they are selling the food and all. So they have to, I think, market themselves kind of there.
They do, and that's how they do. Like they promote themselves on Instagram and everything.
Hmm.
Saying they're available for live shows, so and so. But yeah, it's a nice feeling to have them on
That's
events.
it.
It's very nice.
That's great. So, Jayanta, as for artists, what is the advice in terms of optimizing all these opportunities? How should they work that I am, optimizing and getting these opportunities and I'm giving, obviously experience से भी आएगा how I
Hmm.
pricing कैसे करता हूँ, but then any tips within that?
One thing that I always tell everyone: networking. Networking is the key to everything here.
Hmm.
If you're just gonna sit at home and expect for the work to walk into you, it's not going to happen. You need to be at a certain position for that to happen.
Yeah.
You need to go out of your way, talk to people, your actors, your fellow actors, your colleagues, DAs, ADs, casting directors, assistants, interns, everyone. Sit down, let them know that you're looking for work. Mention what kind of work you're looking for and how willing you are.
So is it also necessary to be in Mumbai in the digital world still?
I don't want to say this, but it's preferred.
Yeah.
It's preferred because that's how people will know that you exist when you go and meet them in their
Mm.
office, in their studios. They get to see, oh hi Nikhil, you're there. Oh Nikhil, hi. Oh Nikhil, and then that's how you're going to be hooked in their mind. And then whenever we read a certain character or something, it reminds us, oh Nikhil is there, right? He mentioned that he's interested. Maybe we could audition him for this.
Hmm.
That's how it works. You need to stay
Yeah.
relevant. And again, this is a personal way to stay relevant. Do a lot of nice content, create a lot of nice content on your social media.
Hmm.
Keep engaging, follow people, interact with people's stories, drop comments, engage with
Hmm.
people's work because that's how they know that you exist.
Yeah.
It's very important to network and
Yeah,
engage.
like in some actors also I see upcoming, some they post different kind of monologues,
Hmm.
right, in different settings. So
Hmm.
that is also a kind of a showcasing ki
Yeah.
this is different roles.
Some people are
Okay,
recreating scenes
Yeah.
of movies and all.
Yeah, today the
Nice.
myth in on reels also it becomes quite popular when
Yeah.
you do that. So yeah, I mean constantly like showcasing in different settings. I think that would be.
Again, that's very
Okay.
nice, and we like it. We like to watch it.
And interactions you're mentioning is in like what kind of events are there where you are interacting with them?
Usually events don't happen much.
Yeah.
We try, but it doesn't happen much. But you need to go to casting offices,
Hmm.
production houses to go talk, interact, chat. Maybe ask them for a coffee or something like that. Where you sit and you talk and you share with them. People do this a lot in the industry. And be part of WhatsApp groups. There are multiple groups
Hmm.
on every page, on everything. So you join them, you get to know updates
Hmm.
as to what's happening, who's casting for what, what's the next project. That's how you get more opportunities. And apart from this, I always tell everyone that keep auditioning because that's how you're going to polish yourself. A lot of actors think that
Hmm.
you take one course of acting, done. You're an actor, now you just have to start auditioning, part mein jayega.
Hmm.
No. You need to keep training, you need to keep practicing, you need to get better.
Hmm.
I will like you when I realize that, oh, you have changed and evolved as an actor. You've improved compared to
Hmm.
what I've auditioned you for last time. That way, I'll give you more and more better scenes,
Hmm.
more and more better characters to play. So it's very important to train yourself every time and keep doing that. That is the
That's it.
suggestion I give actors always. Audition karo, keep training yourself.
And in terms of what was the advice where people approaching casting directors, what is a good way in doing, because you must be like bombarded with also so on an everyday basis and all this thing, and also there's a thing like कि, what is professional, what is personal, वो भी एक वो हो जाता है. So how do you, what is the suggestion in that, like what are the boundaries as well as like how do you stand out more professionally?
Yeah, one thing is definitely that I need actors, actors need me.
Hmm.
That goes both ways. But there's a certain way to do it, as you said, professionalism. First thing first, just don't drop 10 photos, 10 videos
Hmm.
without mentioning anything in my WhatsApp.
Hmm.
Don't do that. Because my phone buzzes so much, I feel it's gonna die.
Hmm.
And it's not just one actor who does that. There are multiple of actors who keep doing that
Yeah.
on daily
Then
basis.
you'll have to like block them because it's, I mean,
you don't even know.
but then it's
tired.
yeah, because it's nuisance.
Yeah, it is, and I'm sorry to say that, but then even they
Yeah.
should understand that we have a private life,
Yeah.
we have a personal life. We can't be looking at 10 photos, 10 videos. What you should do instead is, hi, I hope you're doing well. Can I please share my profile for your upcoming projects? Okay, I see a yes. Please share only 3 photos and 1 intro video. That should be enough for me. Or just a link.
और
with
इवन I've
everything.
seen like in Insta पे आप लिंक दे दो, आपके जो 3 पिंड है उसमें एक वैसा कर दो.
Do that.
That is very all
simple.
inclusive.
Don't make me open my WhatsApp and have so many links and so many photos.
Yeah,
You're
make it
not the
easier.
only actor that
Okay.
I'm catering to.
Yeah.
There are so many, and I want to help everyone. I want to give opportunities to everyone, but you also have to make it easier for me.
Yeah.
And okay, this is another thing that they do. There are actors who actually call you. They call you. They be like, "Hi, my name is this. I've done this." I'm like, I appreciate that you've called me, but can you please drop the details on WhatsApp?
Yeah.
I can't.
That's intrusive, no? Because without.
You need to know, like you don't know what I'm doing right now. Maybe I'm in the studio.
Yeah.
I'm taking an audition. It is disturbing for me.
Mm.
Sometimes people don't even know your name,
Mm.
which is most hilarious. I get text messages going like, "Hi sir, hi sir, these are my photos. Hi sir." I'm like, I'm not even going to correct them.
Oh.
Sometimes they address me even wrong. They are basically calling me by my colleague's name.
Mm.
My colleagues get called by my name.
Mm.
At least do a research who you're texting, what we do, what kind of projects we do. Not every casting director is going to be useful to you, right?
Yeah.
You need to see what kind of projects they do also. Similarly, how we see an actor, what kind of projects they do, you should also do that cross research
Yeah.
and see who's doing what.
That's it.
Very important.
Awesome. So Janita, lastly, your role at Auditionify. Auditionify. So little bit about that and also the platform. You know how it is optimizing, bringing the the recruitment and the people, the talent.
Right. I'll start with my founder. So I have like 3 founders on this. One is Stella Aguilera. She's from Mexico. Then there is Srinivasan Divneni. He's from USA. Born and brought up in Andhra Pradesh, but shifted there. And then there's this techie of us, who's another founder, whose name is Giovanni. So Stella, to start with, she's an actor. She's a producer in Latin America. So she has always realized that
Latin America as in like
Mexico, Colombia, all these places.
Okay.
And what she has realized as an actor over the period is that there's no proper organization, no proper streamlined ways to do casting, or even as an actor to find opportunities or to know what's happening in the market. There are just multiple groups which are scattered. So that's the reason she made something known as Auditionify in India. And India is a very, very, very big market. You know, like there are so many regional cinemas, it's not just Bollywood.
Yeah. And with digital, तो इतना casting will increase for brands and this and that.
It's way too much. But then what really happens for me as a casting director too, I take a lot of time to just find one actor. It takes a week, it takes a month at times, and because it's not organized. Imagine having so many database. I'll have to definitely go through every one of them, right? Even if it's YouTube videos or whatever. But then
and readiness of that person also. एक डेटा में जाके फिर 5 साल वो acting ही छोड़ दी.
Oh my god, that has happened. That has happened during the initial stages when I was in casting.
Yeah.
We used to call number संपर्क में नहीं है. Then some people used to go like हमने तो acting छोड़ दिया, कुछ नहीं हो रहा था. I'm like, so I wasted so much time to find you to know that you're not doing it anymore, as you said. But on Auditionify, basically it's all streamlined. We have so many filters as to age group, interest, skills, location, all of this matters. So I just have to just filter it and get my options. So this platform basically bridges the gap between the recruiter and an artist. It helps you find opportunities from pan India. So you don't have to be in Mumbai to be an actor. You can be
But
anywhere.
like for many platforms, sometimes like in the industry was that the recruiters का क्या है validity or this thing, like how does that work on a platform? Because anyone can verify anything.
That's a very good question. So the main purpose that Stella and like all of us really contribute to Auditionify is because we want to create a safe space for actors and artists of all kind, irrespective to whether they are new, old, upcoming, whatever. So whenever there's a recruiter that comes on board with us and signs up, so what we do is we do a thorough background check. So
it's not that he can come and just post.
No, he cannot.
Okay.
He can post, but the post will not go live.
Okay.
It's not going to be accepted from the back until unless we assess it.
Okay.
And then suppose if I don't really understand, like I've not heard about this casting director or director, then I'll do a meeting with them. I'll drop them an email, then we'll do a Zoom call, and I'll understand what kinds of projects they do. What is the motive for using this platform? What kind of artist they are looking for? Because just because
And
it's
like
a
the
recruitment-
companies go on it also and
yeah, anyone. So how
Yeah.
LinkedIn exists for corporates, like
Yeah.
you can find people there. Similarly, Auditionify exists for media and entertainment.
Hmm.
You can find actors, singers, dancers, graphic artist, animator, video editor, crew members like a cameraman, lightman, makeup artist, everyone. It's a
So
multi
my company just as a one-off shoot we are doing.
Yeah.
We can come on your platform and
Yeah.
post over it.
Yes, you can just put your requirement. And then you yourself can evaluate who you're looking for. And suppose if you don't want to take that responsibility, you can let us know and you can like
There's
pick
maybe
a
a
package.
manager's service.
Yes,
in
you
that.
can pick a
Okay.
package that you prefer and then we cast and hire everything for you.
Okay.
That's something we do. But we assess whoever that comes on board. It's very important for us. Because in Auditionify, just because it's a recruitment platform, that doesn't mean we take up every project. There are some kind of content we don't want to be involved in. We don't want to. I mean, that's not the content we want to work with. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we try to keep it very clean. Like you can't even upload anything inappropriate on Auditionify. The AI and the system will simply block it. You as an actor also, you can only upload appropriate photos. That's
Like nudity or some
not
kind
allowed.
of those.
Not allowed. And even if a recruiter is having like conversation with you as an actor and
Yeah.
he's not speaking in an appropriate manner, it gets flagged. And
So
you
that
get
is
kicked out.
within the chat of the app.
Yes.
Okay. So then it's a better idea to have that chat and
Yes.
then get on number.
I mean, if you want to be much safer in a safer spot, use the integrated chat on a platform. But if you choose to use the WhatsApp one, it's your wish again.
Yeah.
But again, if you come
But that
to
option
us,
is there.
yeah. But if
Okay.
you come to us as an actor that you faced an issue with a recruiter and you were not happy with the experience, we take it into consideration and we take actions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is one thing where a safe ecosystem is there.
Yes.
So that is something which.
And it's needed, yeah. Actors, people think, actors' job is so easy,
Yeah.
they earn money. No, it's very difficult
Yeah.
because they get rejected so much.
Hmm.
And rejection is not easy to take. It affects them mentally as well. Already they are struggling,
Yeah.
already the money is not good. Sometimes the industry is
And
not
for an
well.
artist, the thing is that it's them can happen, na, that I am being because it's your product.
Exactly.
So what you're doing, so
So we are
that
trying to
is-
help and make it easy and simple somewhere wherever we
and
can.
also safe wherein you're getting the right
Yeah.
people who are running in business, like
Yes,
that way.
so it matters. So yeah.
That's right. Awesome. So I think it's been a great discussion here with you, Janita. We discussed quite a few things within the casting process. Also, this being like more into the marketing aspect of it. So we like what the brand should. So
Fun chat,
I
fun
think
chat.
that's right. Even I kind of enjoyed that full thing. But casting, I would say, is more very like it's mainstream. Everybody likes to discuss about it and the industry, film industry, and how you get opportunities and all. That's great. So before we wrap up, so then Janita, you yourself, like what you're looking at in your career, like in terms of casting, you're an Auditionify, you're in marketing.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm the marketplace manager for India.
That's
basically.
right. So now you are kind of your marketing skills, you're kind of honing them
Yes,
within them.
yes.
That's right.
It's fun to switch. I get to do the best of both worlds, like
That's
get into
it.
casting, do what I love, and at the same time do
That's it.
marketing.
And also, I think lines are a little bit blurring when you look at marketing, content,
Yeah.
media, entertainment, and all. Everything is kind of coming together. You have to
Yes.
have skills and all. Like me as a marketer, I would say today, if I take an evolution like last few years, you basically have become like a content marketer.
Yeah.
Your 70% work is that content. It has to get certain amount of reach, numbers, and all for your own brand.
Right.
So your thinking has to go then into maybe earlier years more into the channel specific or like you're creating today with AI. It's easier to create maybe a creatives in that, but then your skills come in is how it is marketable, right?
Right.
A piece of content, a video, how it is kind of appealing to the TG.
Totally.
That's right. So, lastly, like in terms of you're looking at in this industry, what do you feel next few years? How is it evolving in terms of like when you look at the the feature content and all that's coming out in cinemas or OTTs or opportunities in general for actors and artists and business like models and all. What in general, what are you seeing going ahead?
So see, I'll tell you. First it was movies.
Mm.
TV is something ongoing, it will never die.
Yeah.
As I told you, the other TVs are gonna enjoy it no matter what. But the movies are dying.
Mm.
Theatre is dying. OTT is going crazy. But now
Crazy as in like it's doing well or
it's
what?
doing well. It's doing well.
Okay.
Like people are somehow like making money through it. I can
Yeah.
tell you that. Then of course the social platforms, as in this influencer thing, that's another thing altogether.
Mm.
But now this
I think getting more granular also, where you need special influencer with a certain following in a particular
Yes.
niche. You're getting more work for them. So smaller creators can become professional in terms of numbers. I'm saying.
Yeah, totally.
This is something which I'm seeing on ground and as a
Whoever
market.
holds their segment properly
Yeah.
and follows it, they do much better.
Yeah.
Always. Compared to someone who does everything.
Yeah.
Then the main thing and the latest thing that is coming into the market and has come into the market is vertical micro drama.
Mm.
Oh my god, it's gonna get people hooked. I'm
Hmm.
not kidding. I'm not kidding you because this vertical micro drama is usually promoted on Instagram, Facebook. It's like small bites, 1 minute episodes, and they just be like, oh, what's happening next? What's happening next? And the way people are consuming it already. It's
Nick, like
a
what
lot.
would be an example for that? Like what would
I don't have anything for the Indian one.
Hmm.
I'm saying this, I got this reference from the US
Ah.
and China. They have the vertical dramas a lot.
Hmm.
They're just small videos.
So is it like 1 minute, like a small skit?
No,
in
it's
that
like a
or-
continuous, it's like a entire movie or an entire series that's just like divided into 1 minute.
Okay,
each.
okay.
So you actually keep on going to the next video, 1 minute
Hmm.
after the other, and there are specific.
A
acts
story
for it.
which is conveyed in a minute.
Yeah. But
In a video
it's a
form.
continuation. So it's gonna be like 25.
Episode one.
Yeah.
So-
25 videos of those 1 minute videos
Okay,
each.
okay.
And it's very famous in China. It's very famous in US also right now, and
Hmm.
people are consuming it left and right.
Hmm.
Because it's easy to watch. You don't have much time. You're so busy in your work. You would rather prefer watching that 1 minute, right?
Yeah.
And 25, tuck, 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 and you're getting what you want.
Hmm.
The enjoyment, the pleasure in watching it. So that's the next thing. Because now lately I've been casting for it as well. They are starting it in India, and we must have started. I'm not sure, but
Hmm.
people have gotten into vertical micro dramas now.
That's it. That's great. That's evolving the TikTok
Yes.
shit
I
now.
would say TikTok. It's the same
Yeah.
thing, but now it's starting.
Yeah.
Many platforms are coming.
Like
for
the
it.
live thing, like in China, when you can sell products being live.
Hmm.
So now within India also, it's kind of coming up where you do a live stream and promoting certain products. The creators are having these, like YouTube has got now links within videos to
Right.
the product which is used, which is like addressed in that particular
Right,
video.
they
You
do
can
that
link to that.
affiliation
So
and everything.
yeah, I think it's a golden time as a creator only.
Yes.
So just I think come in and wherever it's not.
Seize the
That's
opportunity,
right.
take it.
Yes, yes. I think today's age you cannot complain. Opportunities नहीं है मुझे दे रहे नहीं आप खुद बनाओ.
Create it on your own.
Make
No
it
one
on
will
your
come
own.
to you for it.
Yeah,
Do it yourself. And it will work out eventually.
that's it.
That's for sure.
Awesome. So on the positive note, thank you so much, Yasmin, for
Thank you for
coming.
having me.
Awesome. And to the audience, please catch the MI podcast. We are Modern Intelligence on YouTube, and we are MI podcast on all the major podcast networks. So until the next time, I'll see you all. Take care.